Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back. We are back for an MLS Cup playoff live watch along. Tonight we have Austin FC versus LAFC. Son Heung-min making his MLS debut in the MLS Cup playoffs. Big game tonight. The first watch along we've done since Friday night, right? There's been a lot of games in between that have happened since then. We'll talk a little bit about that as well. But this is a big game tonight, and this is going to set the set the course of which team has an advantage heading into the second game. And obviously there'll probably be a third game unless someone sweeps somebody. So tonight's a big game. It's going to be an exciting match. It should be a good crowd. Now the MLB World Series is on right now as well, which isn't ideal because I would assume a lot of LAFC faithful are probably watching their MLB team play in the World Series. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited about the game. I hope you guys are excited to watch it. We'll talk a little bit about who we think is going to win, get your guys' opinion, and get you involved. Hope you guys are having a great night. In some cases, like Mr. A great morning. Very, very late night, early morning. He says, hi, Will. Hi, chat. Day off tomorrow, so I'm going to try and stay awake as long as possible. Well, hopefully, Mr. I'm cracking open my Coke Zero as we speak. Hopefully, tonight is an entertaining match that is worth staying up late. Hopefully it is a entertaining match. It's worth staying up late. Keyshawn says, Messi said spend money. Listen, me and Favi recorded an episode like 30 minutes ago talking about what Messi said. I'm not sure if that video is going to drop tomorrow or Sunday, but it's going to be out in the next couple of days. It's a really good video talking about what Messi said and getting our opinion on. I think you guys will like that quite a bit. So be on the lookout for that if you haven't. Also, if you guys haven't, make sure you give the stream a like down below. Share with a friend. Big MLS playoff game tonight. We need to get as many people in here as we possibly can. A lot of stuff going on. So make sure you share with a friend, like this video, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 12,000 subscribers, but by the time the MLS Cup happens, the final in a little bit over a month, maybe we can do it, maybe we won't, but we're going to try to do it. We'll see what happens. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Have Hope says, salute Zaddy moves. Thought on Liverpool's current form, 6-7 games lost. 6 out of 7 games lost. Well, it might be Arsenal's year finally, right? Probably not, but we'll see. We'll see if it's Arsenal can finally. I mean, for Mister's sake, maybe they can finally get their Premier League title. Be the first one in 22 years, I think. Angus, another member of the channel, says, hi, Will. Angus, appreciate you stopping by, my friend. Rhino, another good friend of the channel, says, hi, everyone. Ashcan says, crazy to think that Seattle are one loss away from being eliminated. I had them as favorites going into the playoffs. I was always skeptical about Seattle Sounders because they don't have a striker. So I knew that could be their downside or their downfall, but we'll see what happens. I mean, anything can happen. Inter Miami won their first game against Atlanta United last year, and then they lost 2 in a row. So anything can happen. James says, come on, you LAFC. He says, we need Lucas Moura at LAFC. A. Michael says, Lewandowski to MLS would be cool. I love Lewandowski. He's one of my favorite strikers of all time. But he is 37 years old. He'll be 38 next year. I just don't know if that's if that's the right move, but we'll see. Yeah, Sunderland. What about Sunderland? What are they? They're second in the table right now, right? Hell of a job. Hell of a job. See, that's what's cool. But no, they're fourth right now. But what about Bournemouth being in second? Bournemouth's in second place is kind of crazy. This is what I think with all these teams in the Premier League spending so much now. I mean, all of them pretty much spend it. This is what makes it special. This is why I like the way that it's set up in the Premier League, because when there is an upset like we saw with Leicester City in 2015, 2016 season, it just makes it more special to have the underdog win the league that no one expected. But yeah, that is crazy that Liverpool has fallen down so far. 6 of the last 7 matches they've lost. Manchester United, what about them? They finally have gotten their act together. They've won like 4 of their last 5. That's interesting. So yeah, I mean, I think that's cool. I like that about the Premier League. That'd be cool as hell though if Arsenal, not that Arsenal's obviously one of the big 6 clubs, but if they won it for the first time in almost 22 years, like Mr. said, the 03-04 season, that would be really, really cool. The St. Clair dude is crazy good, Have Hope says. Sleep Mocha says, let's go, Sony. Yeah, we'll see what he can do tonight. This is going to be interesting to see how LAFC play in their first playoff game. And also, guys, if you haven't already, give me your score prediction. What do you think the score of this match is going to be between LAFC and Austin FC? What do you think the score is going to be? Does LAFC win at home in the first game? Do they lose? There can't be a draw because it goes into penalties, but who do you think is going to win this game? They're rocking out with. So I hadn't seen the starting 11 yet until now, but Dolo is going to Dolo, which is not a good thing, obviously. He's got Ryan Hollingshead starting tonight for some reason instead of Smoliakov. And then he also has Tillman starting instead of Morin. That makes absolutely no sense to me that he wouldn't start Morin. Morin is the 3rd best player on this team already, and he's on the bench, and I feel like that's just a waste. He should be starting in this match. He's the 3rd best player on this team behind Sonny and Denis Bouanga. He needs to be playing. He doesn't need to be rotting on the bench. That's what they brought him for. He's supposed to be an X factor. That's a huge red flag that he's starting off on the bench. And then Smoliakov is not starting. They have Ryan Hollingshead starting. What the hell are they doing? I don't understand this. Not sure what's going on. SPH says, congratulations to the Blue Jays for the World Series. Did they officially win? Let me see. So 5-1 at the bottom of the 7th. Wow. Interesting. Have Hope says Sunderland just got promoted, not directly on a playoff game. Angus says it is cool that the Premier League seems to be shifting from the standard 6 top teams. I agree. That's cool. I like that is, the upsets are cool, and seeing new teams flourish and prosper is always nice. Mr. Mister says Garber needs to take Messi's advice and loosen the purse strings a bit. I think that you will like the new episode, Mr. Mister. I think you'll like that episode quite a bit. I might go ahead and upload it. I might go ahead and upload that tonight. Maybe it might be tomorrow. But if you're a member of the channel, you get early access to videos now, which is really cool. I think that's an awesome feature for members. So you'll probably get to watch that before anyone else. But I think you'll really like. We did a 25-minute video talking about it and stuff, and breaking down what he said, what it could do for the league, if it will happen, all that stuff. Me and Favi talked about. So I think you guys are really, really going to enjoy that. But back to this game, LAFC versus Austin FC. Mr. Mister says 2-0 LAFC. Ashcan says, I'm predicting 3-0 LAFC. Have Hope says, I think this will be a wonderful hate watch. 1-2 Austin. We believe Son missed the penalty. Nothing personal, just don't like LAFC and the Galaxy. Sleeping Mocha says LA will score more goals than the Dodgers scored runs tonight. Well, that's not too hard to do. They only scored 1. David Lee says 2-1 LAFC. Definitely Moran should start. I have no idea why he's not starting. Absolutely no idea. Angus says LAFC 3-1. By the way, the Dodgers have scored only 1 run tonight. Yeah, they have not looked very good. Looks like they are going to lose the World Series. Hito says 4-0 LAFC. Mark my words. Mark my words. Okay. We'll see what happens. I'm a little concerned because of Moran on the bench and Tillman starting. I don't think this is the best lineup for LAFC, but we'll see. Mr. Mister says Dolo plays Hollingshead because Hollingshead is his safety blanket. That's true too. I think that there isn't he has an infatuation with Hollingshead, and even if he's not the best fit or the best person, for that left wing back position, he does have an affinity for him for some reason. He is sloppy and he is slow. I agree with that. He's like 34 years old, 35 years old. Smolyakov is not as polished, but his potential is there. And I think that you probably should roll with him. Keyshawn says, I think Philly and Chicago was the best playoff game so far. And by the way, we're probably 5 to 6 minutes away from the game starting. And Ilie Sanchez, some of you guys are new LAFC fans. Ilie Sanchez is a former LAFC legend. Guy played there for several years. So he is playing for Austin FC tonight. Interesting matchup. See what he can do for Austin FC. He was very important to LAFC's success through the last couple of years. William Harris says, hi, Will. Good evening, bro. My score is 3-1 LAFC over Austin FC. I think that definitely could happen. I just don't. I'm a little concerned about Moran not starting. This midfield is really, really bad. And it's better when Sonny can play up top and not really have to go chase the ball and bring it down the pitch, or did he Bouanga, someone to play the ball to him. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see if they can they'll look good. I mean, he really could argue that Son Heung-min is the best player in Major League Soccer right now. I know some people might disagree with that and say that it's Messi, and there's a strong argument to either side, but I think Son Heung-min has came into Major League Soccer and completely taken the league by storm. And also, too, there were a lot of people when we were talking about this transfer happening and what they were paying for him and what his salary is, which it's reported that Son Heung-min is going to make around $11 to $12 million. That's the new MLS salaries that were just released. I thought to myself, man, $11 million is kind of a steal for Son Heung-min. That's not that much money. Like that's a steal for what he does for your team and all the boost and the appeal he gives you in your club. So that's a little bit lower. I thought he was going to be making closer to $20 million. That's a hell of a signing for LAFC. But I think that there was someone trying to tell me that they thought that Son Heung-min was just going to end up being another Olivier Giroud. And that couldn't be further from the truth. He's been way better than Olivier Giroud. I mean, he scored more goals in one game than Olivier Giroud scored in his entire time at LAFC. So I have some posts, some tweets that are pinned or bookmarked to talk about how people were doubting Son Heung-min when he came over here to LAFC and MLS, saying he was washed and he was done. That couldn't be further from the truth. So I'm happy for him, and I'm happy to see what they can do in the playoffs moving forward. Hito says, well-rested Son and Bouanga will be different than how they were 2 weeks ago. That's a good point, too, because they did play a lot of friendlies together for their countries. Rhino says we need to score the first goal quickly. And when LAFC do that, they normally go crazy. They normally score 3 or 4 goals in the match. Mr. says, after watching New York last night, I've got a gut feeling that they'll make the conference final. I did predict Charlotte FC were going to make it, and the fact they lost that game 1 at home is definitely a red flag. Tom says, will you be making a video about Messi salary cap comments? I already made a video about that. I recorded it about 45 minutes ago with Favi. Maybe it was even an hour ago. And it's either going to drop tomorrow or it's going to drop on Sunday. I'm not exactly sure which date I want to drop it yet. But I will say this. If you're a member, I might go ahead and upload it tonight. And if you're a member of the channel, you get early access to it. I think you're allowed to watch the videos right as they're uploaded, even if they haven't been officially uploaded to the public yet. If you're a member, you get early access to videos, which is really, really cool. So I'm deciding if I want to do that or not. SBH says, Sony's goal of the year, glaze of the year. Not hating, though. Dreyer scored a goal from his own half and Denke's bicycle kick. Yeah, I understand some people were frustrated with the Sony's goal being the goal of the year. I don't know. I mean, it was a good goal, but I can understand why some people were upset with that. But I mean, it was still a good goal. Harry says 11 million was probably lower because LAFC had to pay Spurs $26 million transfer fee, and it was worth every single penny. Oh, I guess we haven't kicked off. There was like some weird start right there. It looked like the game was kicking off. They're showing also too, LAFC have not beaten Austin FC this year. That's another thing we have to talk about. Now, Sony has not played against Austin FC, but LAFC have not beaten Austin FC this year in 2025. Now, my prediction for this game, I think it's going to be LAFC 3, Austin FC 0. I don't think they're going to score. I just don't think Austin FC is that good of a team because of injuries and because of coaching and because of, I think there's a lot of underperforming players on the team this year. Not hating on Austin FC. I just think LAFC are a better team than Austin FC. I don't think it's even close. Roca says playoffs night. Hell yeah. It is playoffs night. It is playoff night. You know, it is the playoff night. We almost got 60 of you guys in here. If you're just joining us, make sure you give us a like down below. Let's try to get to 100 likes tonight. We normally always do, especially on these LAFC live watch-alongs. A lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement for LAFC watch-alongs. So make sure you guys give us a like. Let's try to get to 100 likes on the stream. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit that 12,000 subscribers by the end of the MLS Cup playoffs. The final's like December 6th, I think. So we have a little bit over a month to hit to gain 1,400 subs. I think we could definitely do it because there's going to be so many big matches, so many big games, and so much content coming out. You're not going to miss it. So subscribe to the channel and hit the little bell notification so you don't miss any of those videos. Jake says, hey, guys, last night off for me, so thought I'd join the chat. Hey, Will. Hey, Mr. Jake, your Portland Timbers beat RSL, which I thought they would do, and that was impressive. You know, obviously, they needed to make the playoffs. They needed to have a chance. But they lost to San Diego 2-1. We'll see if they can make a comeback. We'll see if they can make a comeback and beat San Diego FC. It's going to be tough because they're down one goal or one game already, but we'll see what happens. Mr. says, before Son got there, I doubt LAFC were capable of beating Austin FC. I agree. They lost twice to him. Eric says, what's up, Will? Eric, appreciate you for stopping by. Angus says, Sony's 11 contributions in 19 games. Messi has 38 contributions in 38 contributions in 38 and 28 games, 1.4 goal contributions per game. Yeah, that is true that Messi does have more goal contributions, but you know, if Sonny was able to play the whole entire season and they played a formation that suited his style, maybe things would have been a little different. But I agree. Mr. Mister said, "Hey Jake, Sonny 11 and 10 games. I mean, it's still pretty damn good." Jake says, "Will thought we had our best patch of the match versus San Diego before the red card came from Forey. May have still lost anyway, but it was a shame." And look, they still could come back. We'll see how game 2 is against Austin or against San Diego at Portland, but it obviously puts you at a disadvantage. Let's see. Yeah, kickoff's about to happen. Now, you guys, it might have already kicked off for you, but for me, has not happened yet, but we're about to kick off. LAFC versus Austin FC is about to be underway. Where's the salary cap video? It's either going to drop tomorrow or Sunday, talking about Messi's comments. Either be tomorrow or Sunday. But if I upload it, like I said, if you're a member of the channel, you'll get early access to the video. That's a new feature, which is really cool. So there's something to think about. I might upload it tonight. I'm not 100% sure. For tomorrow, I'll know. It just depends on what time everything ends with this, because I'm gonna do a post game after this match as well. The pitch looks really, really good tonight. What the hell was that? Ilie Sanchez just bumped Sonny before the game even started. That was really weird. Okay, now he just bumped him again. What is this? Why did he bump him twice? Which is kind of funny because this is, and by the way, we're officially kicked off. That's kind of funny because Ilie is an LAFC legend, and he's bumping the new LAFC legend in the making, and Sonny. Probably not going to be favorable by a lot of these LAFC fans. Jake says he wants a Sonny hat trick, baby. We'll see if it happens. Ashcan says San Diego looked very impressive in round 1. They did. They looked pretty good, especially they didn't have Chucky Lozano. The Son versus Messi MVP race next season will be fire. It probably will. Who knows? There might be a third. There might be someone else in the mix. Maybe another big time player. Austin FC's being chippy so far. And look, we know the refereeing has been very, very, very subpar in Major League Soccer for for the beginning of time. But we know Son Heung-min has complained about the poor refereeing, and with all the physicality and the bumping and the fouling so far, we'll see what happens. Please, LAFC, don't disappoint me like the Dodgers. We'll see what happens. 2 minutes in already. Both sides are being physical. Listen, if you're new to the MLS playoffs, it's a different game. Physicality is dialed up. The quality is dialed up. These are all decent teams, right? No bad team I guess that's not true, because there's a lot of teams that make the playoffs, but most of the teams that make the playoffs are good quality teams. So this should be a very, very interesting, high quality match. Even if Austin FC is not as good as LAFC, they should give them a decent showing, you would think. Roca says his prediction is 2-1 LAFC over Austin. Angus says, just saw another commentary on another show about Messi's comment. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know if it was bad at MLS, but I know that they were doing a show tonight. Jake says, Mr. and Will, where was Lozano versus Portland? What has happened? I think he got in trouble with the team for some violation. I don't know exactly if it was an altercation or what the circumstances were, but he got suspended from the team because of some type of discrepancy with somebody. I have no idea what the specifications are, but we'll see. All right, let's see what LAFC can do. Like I said, I'm very disappointed that Moran is not starting for LAFC. He has been the bright spot outside of the two goal scorers in Bouanga and Son Heung-min. I thought that if you wanted to maximize your chances of winning an MLS Cup, you would start to integrate him into the starting 11. I'm very surprised he's not starting tonight. I feel like the defense is good for LAFC. Like the defense has really, really started to solidify itself since they moved to the five in the back. But there's just no creativity in the midfield. They play the three man midfield with Schwanier, Tillman, and Delgado, and there's just no creativity whatsoever. I just really have a lot of reservations about this midfield. Owen Wolf with the free kick. Tafari with a bad clearance. Back to Owen Wolf. Schwanier steals it to Denny. Denny. Oh, good defense. Good defending by Owen Wolf. Out of bounds for a throw in LAFC. But they're going to have to play more attacking. They can't do this back passing stuff that they were doing last game. They're going to have to move the ball forward. They're going to have to see some creativity in the midfield. They're going to have to see something better than what we've seen the last couple of games, or it's just not going to end well. They're going to lose. They could lose to Austin FC if they don't play. I mean, the style of ball that we saw them playing when they were at their best. And Tillman, I'm just not a big Tillman guy. I don't know about you guys. I'm just not really big on I'm not big on Tillman. Oh, good pass. Looking for Sonny. Great pass. Oh, Sonny. Good pass to Denny. Oh, deflected. Good defending by Austin FC. That was a good pass. Good pass. Good pass. Or I think was it Hollingshead? Yeah, Hollingshead. Beautiful pass to Sonny. He cut right. Found Denny Bouanga. Denny Bouanga is good defending by Austin FC. Let's see if Denny Bouanga can step up. Another thing about Denny Bouanga is, can he step up in these big games? That's always been a criticism of Denny Bouanga. Can he step up in the big matches? Set piece out of bounds. Going to be another corner for LAFC. But God, that cut right. That was a nice touch. Good pass from Sonny to Denny. But Gallagher, that was just good defending. Eric says Bouanga stinker incoming. He's just really like when he's on fire, he's great, but like he's just really inconsistent. Denny Bouanga. Good pass from Sonny. It kind of drifted a little bit, went out of bounds. That should be another corner for LAFC. Went off of Pereira. Looks like Denny's going to take the corner. No, Sonny, he's running over there to take it. All right, let's see if they can do something better on the other side. Sonny taking the corner. Takes the corner. Porches could get a good touch on it. Plays it up. Segura. Tafari wins back possession. Passes it back. Oh, looks like someone was offside. Miami fan says Chicago versus Philadelphia is going to be cinema. I don't think that series is anywhere close to being done. I think that could go 3 games. Mister says they really need Nicholas Hover coaching the set pieces. You know, another thing too about that is I really hope that Ante Razov is not the next manager of LAFC. That'd be such a disaster. But we won't get into that until after the season. But it looks like Tata Martino is going to return to Atlanta United, so he's out of the running for the LAFC job. It looks like. Roca says, I think the last time Bouanga was on a big knockout playoff game was versus America for the Club World Cup. Ghosted for 85, then goated for 35. Yeah. And honestly, like that is a big game, but it's really not. It's like a chance to play in the big games. Like it is an elimination game, but it's not like a chance for a trophy. It's just a chance to go to the big dance. So he needs to step up in games like this. Like Denny Bouanga needs to play big for LAFC. That pass that Son Heung-min put on a platter for him, he should have done better than what he should have. Just disappointing. Very disappointing. All right, LAFC throw in. I just wonder how long it's going to take, though. Like I said about Moran, how long it's going to take for him to, or Morin, excuse me, Morin, how long it's going to take for them to bring him in. Porches places out wide to Palencia. Palencia back to Porches. Pass it to Sonny. Try to play it out to Delgado, but two defenders are there. Their buildup is, I mean, it looks a little faster than last game, but still not where it needs to be. Miami fan says, what's going to be your next live stream in the playoffs? Probably Saturday for the Miami match. When we get to the semifinals, I'll probably start. When we get to the semifinals, I'll do every game. Like when we start getting to that knockout round, I'll start doing every match. There's just too many games right now. Big Ange is available again. Yeah, I do wonder if they would entertain that. Roka says I like Morin better than Tillman. Tillman's terrible, man. I don't think he's that good. Oh, that was a nice look from Delgado. Penalty? Is that no penalty? Oh, Sonny, he's going off on the ref. Let me see. I got to see a replay on this. Let's see. I don't know if that was a penalty. I don't think that was a foul. I think that was soft. Let me see. I guess maybe he did. He didn't touch the ball. I don't know. Maybe he did. He clipped his ankle. Maybe that is a penalty. Maybe that is a penalty. They need to look at that. He didn't even touch the ball. Maybe they'll look at this. I think they're talking about it. Terry says soft penalty if given. I don't know. I mean, listen, it wasn't the craziest foul I've seen, but he didn't touch the ball. He clipped his ankle. He tripped him. I need to see a different angle. Let me see. I don't know. That's tough. It's 50-50. Jake says, Will, how much MLS do you watch when you aren't doing watch-alongs? I mean, I'm normally watching. I watched every game in the playoffs. It's just out of bounds for LAFC throw in. It's just really hard to do a lot of watch-alongs because there's a lot of time and talking and stuff, and it's hard to do like all of them. But I try to watch every game. I've watched every single match except which one? There was one game I've missed so far in the playoffs. Yeah, no penalty. I would be curious if Big Ange would get a job with another MLS team, Mr. Mister. That would be interesting to see if someone else would hire him. Kobe says, got LA in my bets to win, so hoping they get it and score. We'll see. Jake says, make sure you do a watch along when Timbers are in the final. Cheers. Oh, of course. Yeah. No matter who's in the final, we'll do something for that. And we'll see if your team can make a comeback and win that series. Anything's possible. All right, Austin FC throw in. This is a long throw. He's like behind the camera guy. There's Owen Wilson, pitch side. Oh, foul on Austin FC. Tillman. And another thing too is Tillman just plays so similar to Delgado. That's another issue. Need a little bit of difference there. That's another thing that's bad for the attack in the midfield is having two guys like that are just identical. Tafari plays it through, plays it deep. Taken by Austin FC. Owen Wolf is a good player that's really emerged this year. I think Owen Wolf is a really good player. His dad's the former coach of Austin FC, Josh Wolf. He has been someone who's really emerged in 2025, and someone I really enjoy watching. I was a poor pass. Mr. says, sorry, Jake, but I think San Diego are going through. Angus says, you can probably call me an MLS-aholic. I watch I watch pretty much every time slot available. I try to as much as I can. Uh, during the season, it's kind of hard to do it as much, every single game, like every single regular season game, just because I'm a huge college football fan. So it's hard to watch all the games during the college football season. But, I try to watch as many as I can. And if there's a game I do miss, I try to go back and watch the highlights of it. So I try to do that at least. Jay Shawnee says, is Vancouver favorites to come out of the West? I think it's LAFC or Vancouver. And if things go the way that I think they'll go, they'll play in the next round. And that's going to be absolutely insane. That game is going to be incredible when they play each other in the next round, if they make it, both of them. Now, Vancouver beat Dallas 3-0 in the last match in the round one of the playoffs. If LAFC take care of business against Austin FC, then we could see that. But LAFC aren't looking too good in this game so far. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think they're looking too good. Austin FC's playing, frustrating them a little bit. I think LAFC's playing a little sloppy. And if Austin FC had a goal scorer, like a legitimate goal scorer up top, I think that they really could do some damage, but they just don't really have that because Brandon Vasquez, their big signing, towards ACL in the beginning of the season, or like a couple months into the season. So they're kind of playing a couple guys down right now. Angus says, I have multiple TVs going on between college football, soccer, and NFL. I try to do that as much as I can, right? I try to, but I like to pay attention. I like to uh, try to know what's going on as much as I can. I don't like to miss things if possible, right? Jake says Kaylin Kyle is a beautiful woman. Is that your celebrity crush? Your soccer celebrity crush, not Rebecca Lowe? No, nice ball, but as a foul by Bukari. Jake says you got it. Do you like Rebecca? You like Rebecca Lowe too? Jay says sorry about the Dodgers. Will, yeah, I'm not surprised. They've lost a lot of World Series over the years, so I'm not surprised. Jake says LA look nervous as hell. They do. They look really, really, I don't know, like maybe a little sluggish. They just don't look very. That's a bad pass by Porches looking for Sony. Yeah, they just don't look very confident, and that's a problem. We're almost 18 minutes in, and it's still 0-0. Sony had that one pass to Denny Bouanga that should have been a goal, but they just don't really look. They don't look the part right now, which is concerning because this is probably going to be one of the weakest teams they'll play if they are able to advance in the MLS Cup playoffs. Yeah, they do. They look unsure of themselves for sure. Jay Shaw says Snell lost them 2 games. Yeah. Steve Cherundolo needs to go. I mean, he is. Well, I mean, he is going to leave at the end of the year, but he probably should have left sooner than that. After the 90th minute, LA will be a very sad place to be tonight. Well, if LAFC keep playing like this, and yes, look at how far Sony had to drop back to get that ball to create because he's playing like he's the striker that's having to play as a playmaker too. Tillman, what the hell was that? That was such a late shot. He waited till the defender's knee or his shin was in front of the ball before he even tried to rip that. Denny Bouanga looks terrible so far. Denny Bouanga's doing his famous disappearing act. Hollingshead, nice. Oh, is it on? That was nice. Crazy angle by Hollingshead. Wow. I have to see if that's onside, but that was a crazy angle. LAFC up 1-0 over Austin FC if the goal stands. Crazy. There's Owen Wilson. That was a crazy angle. All right, let's see. Let's see the angle. God, it's close. That's close. Yeah, that was deflected. That was deflected in. That's an own goal by Austin FC. Either way, it counts though. 1-0. If it's onside, it counts. Does it count? All right, it counts. Goal. LAFC 1, Austin FC 0, 20 minutes in. That's an important goal. Maybe LAFC will start to settle in a little bit now. Yep, it was given. We'll see if it we'll see if they Stevie Wonder on VAR. I thought he was a little bit offside or a little I think he was offside by a little bit, but oh, that was a handball. God, dude, Denny is terrible tonight. Here's the thing too, this has always been debated. If a player does play bad for 80% of the match and then plays good for 10% of the match, does that mean they had a good game? Does 10% of a match 10% of a good showing make you have a good match? Because I feel like that's the story of Denny Bouanga. Oh my god, that would have been a beautiful goal. That would have been beautiful. God, that would have been beautiful. That touch by Bukhari. Mr. says Son's smile during the celebration. Yeah, he's very happy when his teammates do well. Love it. Great teammate. Andrew says, "What's new? Denny is bad in big matches. He always has been. He shows up in the matches that don't really have anything on the line. And that's always been one of the biggest complaints I've had from him. Oh, Stuver. I like this pressing. Brian says, "Why was there no VAR check? He was definitely off." I don't know. That looked a little weird to me. Are you against VAR? Are you guys for VAR or against it? We always discuss it here in the UK quite a bit. I'm for it, VAR. But sometimes I think it fails us to where it's like, what's the point of having it if it doesn't actually do what it's supposed to do? So I understand the frustration, but some people think they just want the naked eye to be the deciding factor on some of these things, not the VAR. Just let the refs call it. But I think it's good when it works. Honestly, Roca says in performance analysis, most analysts agree that this would be a bad performance, playing bad for 80 minutes and fantastic for 10 minutes. And I think that's the story of Denis Bouanga's career. He's had so many bad touches. Oh, Sonny, he was trying to go around the defender. Can we get the Son celebration if he gets a goal? Yeah, I'll do that for sure. I'll break out the camera. Guys, we have 87 people watching, only 32 likes. We need everyone who's watching the stream to smash the like button down below if you haven't already. Let's try to get to 100 likes on the stream. We've done it every single other Son Heung-min, LAFC watch along. Let's do it again, especially because it's the playoffs. It's the first playoff game in his career and for LAFC this year. Make sure you smash the like button down below if you haven't already. Let's get to 100 likes on this stream. And also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to hit 1,200 before the MLS Cup final in less than or a little bit over a month. So make sure you subscribe, hit the little bell notification so you never miss a video, and share this with a friend. Let's grow the audience as much as we can. Big game tonight, a lot on the line. Whoever loses this game is going to be in a deficit. They're going to have to climb out of it if they want to advance. This is a very, very important match. Brian says, get the call right. There should have been a check. I want LA to win, but that was offsides. Cali Rex says, Sunderland defeated my Chelsea. Sunderland's on a run right now. Jake says, we need more Timber guys in the chat. Me and Rocky are doing too much heavy lifting here. Yeah, where is Rocky at? Mr. Mister says, the problem with VAR is really some of the guys running it, not the technology itself. Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing with MLS too. They don't have goal line technology. They don't have offside technology. They don't have these things that you think a major league would have. So that's a little disappointing, but maybe they'll eventually implement that at some, maybe they'll implement some of these things in the near future. We'll have to see. We'll have to see if that's what they end up doing. Angus says 80 versus 10 is bad. I agree that that's bad. I agree. 10 minutes does not save a bad showing the first 80. Like, I just don't think that's how it should be. Shard says that wasn't off. That was the Hollingshead goal was onside. That's interesting. Teresa says, go LAFC, Sonny and Larice from New Zealand. Appreciate you for stopping by with us all the way from New Zealand. Probably I don't know what the time difference is between New Zealand and the U.S. Assuming it's probably afternoon, right? Or early in the morning. Roka says maybe that's why no one really tries to invest big money to sign him, like in Saudi Arabia and such. Even though his raw numbers, goals or assists are great. Talking Bouanga, yeah, I think there's a real case there. Harry says Apple MLS don't want to spend money to have enough cameras to cover semi-automated offside. That might be true. LAFC's midfield is too weak. Who will protect the ball and pass it forward? Who will apply pressure and intercept the ball in the defense? No one. That I'm telling you, Rhino. Morin should be the guy. Morin should be the guy, and he's not starting for some reason. I don't understand. Steve Cherundolo is a terrible manager. He's not good. Hopefully, most people who didn't know this before now know how bad he is. He's terrible. He's terrible. 27 minutes in, it's 1-0 LAFC over Austin FC. We'll call it a controversial goal because it is controversial. A lot of people thought it was offside. Other than that, LAFC have not looked good. Ref just touched the ball. They're going to give him probably a free kick. Yeah, they'll probably give him a free kick. You know, of all the soccer I've ever watched in my life, I have never seen a league's referees give up so many or touch the ball so many times. Like, there was one game where there was this lady ref and the ball touched her like 6 times. Like, she just kept getting in the way. I never see that in any other league as much as I see it in MLS. The ball constantly touches the referee. Roca says the Brazilian league is adding semi-automatic offside next season in January. We should have had it now too. Yeah, normally we try things like that. We'll be the guinea pig for a lot of leagues on certain things like VAR, the spray, lines for free kicks. We were like the first league to have that. SPH says yellow for the ref for that shooting chance. Yeah, that's funny. God, this midfield is so bad. Why is Schwanier playing up so far? Like, why is he so advanced right now? Tillman's playing way too deep. I just don't know what the hell they're doing. Austin FC's attack is really, really bad. Like, really bad. And that's just one of the concerning things if you're an LAFC fan is just like, what would a team that had more competent attacking do to this team? What would they do? Very, very concerning. Sonny turns around, passes it. The ref went between the ref's legs. Delgado tries to take a crazy shot, deflected off the defender. Hollingshead passes out to Porteous. To Palencia. Bad touch by Palencia, but he's able to recover it. They're playing it back again. Bouanga to Sonny. Then Bouanga goes down easily. No call. Porteous. Tillman. Out to Palencia. Looking for Sonny, but it's cleared by Austin FC. Salah to LAFC or Al Nassr. I mean, hopefully he would come to MLS over the Saudi league, but we'll see. Timothy Park says, I agree that the salary cap is probably too low. However, it's pretty clear that some teams spend way more than others. For example, LAC versus DC United. There's no comparison there. Yeah, but well, we'll talk about it we talk about that in the video a little bit. I do like that he said something though, Messi. I do like that Messi said something about the salary cap. I do like that he said about signing players. I'm glad he finally said something. I'm glad he finally said something. I've been waiting for this for a long time. God, this Austin team is not very good either. You know, and the salaries came out today. You know, I talked about this a little bit earlier. Sonny's the second highest paid player in MLS. I can't believe that Marky Delgado is making $1 million a year. Like that is a holy overpay. Like my God, he's not anywhere near worth $1 million. They're getting fleeced. That's a bad deal in my opinion. I don't think he's $1 million player in MLS. He's not $1 million player for what he does in the midfield. He's not $1 million player. Eric says Messi needs to sit down Jorge Mas, Beckham, and Don Garber. We'll see what happens. Park says we almost had De Bruyne, but he injured himself out for 5 months. So what a loss. Next, we want Kim Min Jae, one of the best center backs in the world. Are you talking about LAFC? Angus says it's good that Messi speaks about important MLS issues. He has tons of influence. And we talk about that too. We talk about his influence and if it will change anything. Kelly Rex says Giroud just didn't fit in our system, and I think they knew that was why he was getting less starts by the end. And look, there was idiots on Twitter X that were trying to compare Sonny to Giroud, and he was going to fail too. He wasn't going to be a good signing. He was just going to be another Giroud. And I've got these posts bookmarked. I'm ready to go as soon as something happens. I mean, he's already been good enough that I could expose this, but I'm going to wait until see what happens in the playoffs. But some people were trying to say he was going to be another Giroud, which is just absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. Austin, 30 minutes in, Austin has 0 shot attempts. Their attack is abysmal. Like they have no attack. That's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for the Hollingshead goal, I mean, who knows what would happen with this game? I mean, we just haven't. It's been very, very concerning from an LAFC perspective. 1 million a year is roughly 20K a week. Yeah, that's I mean, look, we're talking big leagues, it's not a lot of money, but for him, 20,000 a week, I don't think he's worth that. Harry says you can spend DP money on defenders. I mean, you can. A lot of people don't really do that. Eric says, imagine if MLS spent like Saudi. Well, I hope they don't spend stupid, but I hope they do spend more. Roca says Kim and Jay to LAFC would be fire. Hot Spicy says without Delgado, the Galaxy would have not have won an MLS Cup last year. Well, that could be true, but he's still not worth $1 million. Sony with the free kick. It's going to be a foul, maybe on LAFC. Park says just like Messi created and influenced Miami, Son will or is trying to do this for LAFC. One thing about Koreans, we are one of the most loyal cultures in the world, which is a good thing. Loyalty is a good thing. And I would assume because Sony's going to probably be here for several years that a lot of the new Korean fans will probably be new LAFC fans for life. A lot of them will be because a lot of you guys are fans of Tottenham still, even though he doesn't play there anymore. Sony? Oh, good save by Stuver. That was a good save. Park says once LAFC, now forever LAFC. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Mr. says, I've said it before. The whole point of Giroud was to link him with Griezmann, but Griezmann didn't happen. They should have signed Griezmann first before they signed Giroud. That's the way it should have went. Because that's like playing. That's like the second part of the plan. You got to get the first part first. Oh, nice turn. Oh, Sonny was looking for. Oh my God, Tillman has botched that. Sonny's visibly frustrated. Was he pulled down? I didn't. Let's see. They're showing the first shot. I didn't see on the second shot if he was pulled down. It's a good save by Stuver, though. Yeah, Tillman out. Tillman's terrible, man. I'm telling you, Tillman's bad. I don't know how he's still playing. I don't know if he fell. I don't know if he got fouled, but I think he was upset. That was such a bad opportunity. This team does need a revamp. I'm telling you, this team is not very good outside of Bouanga whenever he decides to show up. And obviously, Sonny is the best player on the team. This team's not very good outside of these two guys. A lot of issues. A lot of issues with this team. Good pass to Sonny. Yeah, it was a little. Ooh. Jake says, I also think generally if Griezmann never ever featured in the MLS, it would be a huge opportunity wasted. I don't think he is at this point. I think after he signed that extension with Atletico, he probably won't. He probably won't. Park says, at least aim for inside the post. Come on, this is the playoffs. I know this team is. We'll talk about it at halftime, but they're not playing very well right now. Keyshawn says that's why I think Vancouver will beat them. I mean, we'll see what happens. They got to get by. They have to get by Austin FC before they can play. Before they can play Vancouver. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. We're 38 minutes in. LAFC is not looking too good so far. John says Son was never worth the money. What? What are you talking about? All right, here we go. Denny, some space. Palencia's wide open. Oh, God, that was a bad pass. Terrible pass. Tillman. Nick says Tillman is playing sloppy. Nick, I'm going to send you an invite. I want you to come on at halftime. I'm going to send you an invite, Nick. Let me see. Give me 1 sec. Had a little spill. A little bit of a spill. Corner for LAFC. Yeah, Tillman's terrible. Sorry, had to spill a little bit of my Coke Zero. 40th minute, Sony with the corner. Oh, Stuver had to clear it. Sub Morin for Trashman. Yeah, I mean he's been very disappointing. I knew this could be an issue. I knew that this could be an issue heading into the game. When we looked at that lineup and I saw that he was starting tonight, I knew that that could be an issue. I knew that that could be an issue. Look, we'll see what happens, though. There's still a lot of game left. I mean, we'll see if Dolo is an idiot and he doesn't sub him in earlier, or if he rides with his guy Tillman until the late in the second half. Last game, he should have subbed Tillman in out earlier, and he didn't. He kept him in until like the 70th minute. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what he decides to do. Nick says we want Morin. I mean, I said this. He's the X factor. We know that Sonny's good. Denny can be good when he wants to be. They need that playmaker who can set this thing up. They need the creativity in the midfield. They don't have that right now. So we'll see what type of second. And they need small. I think that he says Dolo sucks. Nick does. I do think that Hollingshead has been okay tonight. Now his goal might not have counted, but I'm still just puzzled why Smoliakov isn't starting. I don't understand. How did Delgado let him get that? Roca says, bro, playing like an ill man instead of Tillman. This feels, I'm not going to lie, this feels a little scary. This feels like that LAFC could fumble this game. They could let LAFC come back and maybe score and go to penalties or something. There is no extra time in the game in the round of 3. If it's tied after 90, you go straight to penalties. It just feels like Austin FC's hanging on. Now they don't have a shot in this game yet, but they just feel like they could. All right, Sony, Denny. What the hell was that? Oh my God, what the hell was that? Mr. says, I wouldn't even say Tillman's been disappointing. He's playing it as expected. Dolo should have showed he's got balls and played more in. Well, and here's the thing too. I've said this numerous times. Delgado and Tillman are the same exact player. They're not create. They don't create chances. You can't play both of them when you have 3 midfielders. You're gonna have to play one of them and bench the other one for Morin. Guitar Man says Austin barely made goal shots. Should have been a sinner. There's 2 minutes of regulation plus added time. It's 43rd minute. See if Austin FC can sneak a goal in here before the end of the first half. I don't know if Austin FC has been good. I just think LAFC's been bad. Like, I just don't think they played a very clean game. All right, let's see. Owen Wolf passes out wide to Bukhari. Oh, got it. Bukhari. Oh, they're able to keep possession. Owen Wolf crosses it. Decent cross. No one's there. Porches clears it. Sonny making a hell of a run for it, but Gallagher, I think, it got to it first. Park says, I remember being on the alternate for the Whitecaps way back in the days. The playoffs is all mindset. Go in thinking like, God, Messi ain't nothing. This is the mentality we need. All confidence. I can't wait for this game to open up. We'll see if they make changes at halftime that can open it up, right? I mean, Austin FC have to score to get this to penalties. So things are gonna have to open up, I would assume. 45 minutes in, Austin still has 0 shot attempts. Yeah. I mean, it's not a good performance so far. It just feels like Austin FC don't necessarily look like the worst team. Like, they don't look like, it's hard to explain, but like, there's 1 minute of ad time, by the way. They don't have any shot attempts, but they don't look like they're a worse team than LAFC. They look like they're the better team somehow, which is kind of crazy because of all of how bad LAFC's played in this first half. Keyshawn said, "How did Austin even make the playoffs?" The Western Conference is down bad at the bottom. Oh, almost got that. Out of bounds, throw in for LAFC. Eric says Dolo will park the bus. If he does, it's never worked out for him. We'll see. But it normally doesn't work out well for him when he does that. Five seconds left of added time. First half. Out of bounds. Throw in for LAFC. All right, that's the first half. LAFC up 1-0 over Austin FC after 45. Guys, that was very odd game. Very odd game. Not the best I've seen of LAFC in quite a while. A lot of things that are disappointing about that first half if you're an LAFC supporter. Yeah, every halftime we grade the performance. What would you grade that first half performance by LAFC 1 through 10? 1 is in terrible, 10 is in perfect. What would you rate the first half performance? What would you rate the first half performance by LAFC versus Austin FC 1 through 10? Let me know. I think it was like a 3. I think LAFC had a 3 out of 10 in the first half, and hopefully Nick will join us at the half and tell me what he thinks. Okay, here he is. Let me bring him in here real quick. Nick, what's up, bro?
What's up, man?
In the beautiful state of Hawaii. I was just giving my first half rating. I'm going to give my score, and I want you to tell me what you think. I give it a 3 out of 10, man. I think somehow, even though Austin FC didn't have a single shot attempt in the first half, they looked better than LAFC because LAFC is beating themselves. A lot of mistakes. Denny Bouanga looks very uncomfortable. He's made some bad shot attempts, some bad passes. He's kind of reverting back to that not showing up in big matches. I give it a 3 out of 10. If it wasn't for that Ryan Hollingshead goal, this team would be in trouble, man.
Yeah, it's interesting because I didn't want Hollingshead to start this game, right? I want Smallscoff to start. I want Warren to be in there. I'm not putting this on any of the teammates. I'm putting it on Dolo, 100% Dolo out. Cannot wait for this season to be over. Obviously want us to win the MLS Cup, but then he can go on in his merry way. I am very frustrated with this lineup, not happy about it whatsoever. I think Bouanga, I think he's doing what he can do. I think him and Son They have their hands held behind their backs a little bit. You know, you put in Tillman up there with them. They don't really have much. Uh, no one in the midfield that's really facilitating any type of movement for them. So I agree that Austin's looking better, but I don't think it's from the team. I think it's from the lack of coaching that we have and the horrible coach that we have.
Yeah. When I was reading the lineup before the match started and I saw Morin on the bench again, Smoliakov on the bench again, I'm just wondering what the hell is he thinking?
How many times have
Morin
we
was
talked about this, Will? How many?
so many
Honestly, not
times.
not
I feel like
not
I'm
to
going
interrupt you,
crazy.
but how many times have we said this cannot happen? You know what I mean? But yet he continually does it. And if I remember correctly, last time that we had a show, you and Andrew both said this is going to be the lineup. And I go, oh, it cannot be. He has to see it. Has to be more. And it has to be small scope. Both agreed, but said, I believe Dolo will stick with it. And he did. He 100% stuck with that lineup. And it's the wrong choice, bro. It's absolutely the wrong choice.
He can't help himself, man. He's partial to Hollingshead, maybe because
Yep.
he's a vet. I don't know. He
Yep.
is partial to Tillman because he knows him well.
Yep.
But my whole thing is, why did you bring Morin in if you're not going to start him? And it's not like we're talking about a guy who hasn't played well for this team, Nick. We've seen him play. When he's on the field, he's good. So why is it they're not playing a dude who makes an impact, who they brought in here to play as what a playmaker, which is what they need?
That's on loan, right? We as LAFC fans want him to stay. This is not making a case for this guy to stay at all. I guess all JT could say was, "Hey, look, we're bringing in someone different. Give us another chance, whatever." If that is the type of pitch, we all as fans want him to stay. I am. We've talked about it numerous times on VOBG that this dude outside of Son and Bouanga feels like one of the more important players on this team, yet he isn't seeing the field the way that he should. Look, people wrote me and said, "What do you think about Martinez not starting? Or what do you think about Ordaz?" I'm okay with Martinez not starting on this team. I'm okay with him actually leaving this club, if I'm honest with you. Ordaz, once he had that blender of a red card weeks ago, I knew something was going to happen. But to put Tillman in over Morin does not make any sense whatsoever, and I'm just frustrated with it. If I'm completely honest, I'm 100% frustrated with it. I think some of these numbers are even being nice. I think a 3 is a fair assessment. I guess you could maybe put it at a 4 because they are leading, but there's no creativity because there is no facilitating from the mid. You see Son coming back deep. You see Bouanga deep. They're looking for the ball. They're trying to push forward, but there's just nothing to. By the time that they get there, they're already tired because they've had to go get the ball.
Wait, do you see this red flag right here in the game? Who Andrew Wiebe is interviewing at halftime? Do you see this?
No, I don't. Who
He's
is it?
interviewing Ante.
Ah,
He's
yeah,
interviewing Ante. So that tells
right.
me, and I can't remember. I think it was I think it
Andrew.
was Andrew saying that Ante's
Yep.
been taking a lot of the responsibility
Yep.
lately, which is a
Yes.
huge red flag too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man, this isn't good. I mean, this is not good because if Ante is the new manager, it's going to be more of what this is. So just want to say that. Just wanted to bring that up because I think that is important. Any
Small
LAFC
club
fan,
mentality.
yeah, you want to be hiring the best coach, not promoting an assistant on a bad coaching staff. I think what you
Yeah.
want to do if you're a big club, you want to go hire the best
Yeah.
possible guy you can get. So that's a bad sign for the future. We'll talk about that probably a little bit later if something
Yeah.
happens. But I just thought that was important. Nick, listen, man. If it wasn't for Hollingshead's goal, this game would be 0-0. Now,
Yeah.
do I think LAFC will win this match? Yeah, I do think they will win this match. But Austin FC is just kind of creeping around, man. They're not putting them away. I just think that they're kind of playing with fire right now.
I agree. I agree with that assessment. And as I said, I see threes coming across the screen. I seen four, and I think all that is a fair assessment. I do believe that Austin actually looks more comfortable than LAFC. I believe that they look like they have bought into the system. I believe that they 100% understand the direction that they're going right now, and they have their their top team up there, where LAFC doesn't. I mean, again, I'm gonna beat this horse until it just won't, can't crawl anymore. And my point is Morin should be starting. Yeah, regardless what happens today, the next game, I want to see Morin start. I want to see him start until we are out of these playoffs. I want to see Samalskov start until we are off the. Well, hey, Nick, Hollingshead got that goal. Okay, cool. I still, even after the goal, I prefer to see Smallscoff on the pitch for starting. Hollingshead come in for at half, at what, the 60th minute, 65th minute, 70th minute. Hell, with Dolo, they come in at the 76th to the 80th minute. You know what I mean? So, again, I'm a repeat. I'm gonna continually repeat. I'm not happy with what I'm seeing from this coaching staff. I do not want Ante to be our next coach. I think that his chance was now, and that chance passed because Dolo stayed, and that's that.
No, I agree with you. Hopefully they don't do that. Maybe we can push, start to make our voices be heard that would not be a good hire. That's not unacceptable. I don't know if they'll do anything, but it doesn't hurt to try. Um, Nick, I want to say this too. I don't want to get too ahead of myself because this is the first game. But if Dolo is unwilling to put these guys that we talk about in the game in the second half, not 70th minute, like you said, 75th, which is what he does. I'm talking 45th minute right out of the gate, sub him out, put him in, right? If he doesn't do that, then I feel like that is a bad omen for what's to come in the playoffs if they advance. Like, you can't play like this against Vancouver, man, because you're going to be playing them at home at their place, right? Because you're the third place team now. They're second place. You
Yeah.
play like this against Vancouver, you're going to get smoked.
Yeah, you play against this against most teams, and you're going to get smoked. And there is still a chance that we get smoked in this game. Let's just be honest right now. And so, yeah, not happy about it at all. And I'm sure JT cannot be happy about it either. I mean, again, going back to it, Morin on loan, someone that most of the fans, well, hell, the majority of the fans are saying we want him to stay. You do everything you can to entice him and say, look, we're doing good now, but wait till we see what happens next year, type of thing. This isn't putting a good taste in his mouth. We're in the playoffs, and I'm sitting on the bench when I'm should be the starter. You know what I mean? But this guy has favorites, and it ain't about winning the game. It's just about, hey, you're my boy, and so I know you from Germany and this and that, and so you're getting a start. That's not right. If you want Tillman in, won't you bench Delgado and let Tillman be in there and still have Morin be up top with the boys? It doesn't make sense to me, Will. It honestly doesn't, bro. And as you can tell, I'm not happy. I'm a few hits of that moonshine in because it's been a hard one to watch. I gotta tell you.
Mr. Mister says Dolo is very risk adverse. Mister, Dolo is more conservative than Boris Johnson. Okay, and my UK friends will definitely get that one. But yeah, I mean, I agree. I think this is definitely not a good sign. Nick, what do you think the second half? What's your second half prediction? And chat, give me your second half prediction because it's about to start here in a second. What do you think is going to happen in the last 45 minutes of this game?
I'm going to say LAFC wins 2-1. I think Austin is going to come out and tie this game, and then it's going to be a hard fought in the last 15 minutes. LAFC hopefully grabs a goal, because you don't want to go into penalties. You just don't, and that's a dangerous one to go into. So hopefully they get it together, bro.
I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, but that's the thing, man. It's like LAFC is like Miami. They can turn it on and just score goals in droves. Like it can just happen like that. And that's why I don't ever want to count this team out just because of what they're capable of. But I don't have a lot of confidence in Dolo to make the adjustments. I'll put it to you this way: if Morin doesn't come on in the beginning of the second half, I
We're
think it's
screwed.
going to be probably 1-1 goes to penalties or 2-1 LAFC. Like it's going to be very, very chaotic.
Yes.
If Morin comes on in the
100%.
second, if he comes on in the beginning of the second half, I think LAFC can win this 3-0. Like I think something crazy like that could switch.
Yeah, I believe if he makes that right move, and like you said, if he actually brings him in the 40th, whatever, brings in Small's call, brings in more, and I believe that we could win 3-0. However, if he doesn't, like I said, 2-1 LAFC, but it's going to be a nail biter.
We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you for joining me. Hopefully your
Thanks for
team
having me, brother.
plays better in the second half. Also too, you're doing a show Monday. You took a week off, right?
Yeah, took a week off, but we're ready to get back into the saddle.
Yeah, yes. And you know, for your sake and Andrew's sake, hopefully it's a good show, right? Good things to
Right.
talk about. So
We need it. We need it, bro. And
yeah.
hopefully you'll come through with us. All right, well, I appreciate you having me on, brother. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to this man. Gives out the best MLS content there is, as you all know. So make sure you do him the favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and get him to that next goal of what is it, Will? 11,000,
I'm trying to get 12, man, before the MLS Cup. We'll see what
12,000. There
happens.
it is.
Yeah.
Let's make it happen. All right, Will, thanks for having me, brother.
Appreciate it, Nick. Good luck to your team, brother.
All right, later.
See ya. That was Nick Chastain of the Voices of Black and Gold, the best LAFC podcast that there is. You could tell he's a little sad, man. LAFC struggling, his team. You know, he expects a lot from this team. So we'll see. We'll see what they can do in the second half. I just think that this has got upset written all over. I've seen this happen so many times. And was BTS really in there performing at the halftime? I don't think they probably were. Hey, real quick though, I want to say this. I did like a bunch of episodes earlier. I did one with Favi. I did one with Tactical Manager. I'll be back in 60 seconds. I got to do a real quick bathroom break before the second half starts. I got to get this in real quick. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. I don't think there was any second half changes, which is a huge red flag. I'll see you guys back in probably 30 seconds, 60 seconds. All right, second half is underway. Let me go ahead and mute this. No second half adjustments, like I said, no second half substitutions for LAFC, which is a huge, huge, not a good thing for Dolo. This is why I don't think he's a good manager. And this is why I don't think that Ante Razov is a good replacement for for LAFC. Roca says only 7 touches in opposition box as well, just too low, like really, really low. 0 shots attempted by Austin FC in the 45 minutes is something to worry about. And that's the thing. It's like Austin FC hasn't looked that bad, and they've only got 40. They've only they haven't looked bad, and they haven't even had a shot attempt. They don't really have a lot of good attackers right now. Austin FC, they don't, because Brandon Vasquez, their striker, tore his ACL. But we'll see. We'll see if they can score or even get a shot attempt in the second half. We'll see what happens. No creativity in the midfield, though. I'm not really worried about LAFC's attack right now, because I'm not worried about them if I'm Austin FC, because outside of the one goal, they haven't done anything. Keyshawn says, any second thoughts on who you think will come out of the East and the West? I normally do a prediction video after we kind of get clarity. I normally do after each round. I'll do, God, how's that not a foul? I normally do like an updated prediction, like for the semifinals, the quarterfinals. I don't know. It's really hard to decide after one game. If LAFC play like this, though, they're not going to any final. Like this is not a good. This team does not look good. Cali Rex says, I don't see an upset for this game. Maybe not, but you never know. I mean, they don't look very. They're not looking very good. I mean, like I said, if Austin FC had any attack, this would be a different story. Eric says, I don't want Chicago and Berhalter to win. We'll see if they. I don't know if they will. FT Hama says, do you have a favorite MLS team? I do not have a favorite MLS team. I do not have a favorite MLS team. LAFC don't look good, but neither do Austin. That's the problem. I just feel like if there was a team that was better than Austin's level, that this would be a bad. This could be ugly. I mean, I said this earlier. What would happen if LAFC played like this against Vancouver? If they played like this against Vancouver, they'd be in trouble. Yeah, Tillman's dropping back really deep. It's like they're parking the bus almost. Sony fouled. Ilie Sanchez probably get a yellow for that. Free kick for LAFC. We missed it. Apparently, Bouanga made a run. They passed it to him, but we didn't get to see it because they were showing us the replay of the foul. Guess they're going to retake it, though. In my opinion, LAFC's been systematically better than Austin. I mean, it's more about the performance in the final third. I mean, Denny's been terrible this game. Even San Diego. Now, San Diego, the way they played against Portland, Jake, cover your ears. But if they play like that against LAFC, that could be ugly. If Vancouver have Brian White back anyway, Sabi isn't it. I agree with that. Bonku says, go too far. Go for it, though. Sony should try to go for it. Try to kick this. Try to score this. That would be really deep. Oh, Porch is just wide left. Yeah, Porch is wide left. It's a good pass, though. Not good by Porches. I know. That was a good look. He had an opportunity to score there, and he just whiffed it. Oh, that was almost a nice little flick there by the Austin FC striker. There's just too much walking by LAFC. Just way too much walking. There's no urgency. I mean, they are technically winning, but like they just look very lethargic. Keyshawn says if White is back and Gald is fully fit, they don't have a chance, in my opinion. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't disagree with that. That would. There's just they have better. I don't want to say they have better players. They have more players that contribute to the team rather than LAFC. LAFC has a lot of guys that don't do anything. I mean, how many times has Sonny been fouled tonight? That's like what six time he's been pushed down. Roca says, I just think LAFC's been slightly better than Austin in this game. They don't look as uncomfortable working the ball in the final third. Austin's been terrible at creating anything. LAFC's system is better. I mean, I think LAFC's done an okay job getting to the final third, but when they get to the final third, they don't really have they don't really create the chances they should or take advantage of them. Now, Austin FC is not creating any chances, right? They haven't have a single goal or a single shot tonight. So that's obviously not good. But that's why Nico Estevez sucks. I don't know how he got another job. You don't ever hire reject coaches from other teams. When he sucks with one team, he'll suck for your team. And I hope that when an MLS coach gets fired for the second or third time, like Chris Armas fired for the third time, he never gets another MLS job. He sucks. 3 jobs, you're out, bud. Like, you're not good. Zuni's been terrible, too, for Austin. Oh, Delgado looking for Sonny. Sonny wasn't ready for it. Good effort by Sonny, though. Pass it back to Stuver. Azuri is not good. Tata Martino would change this team. Azuni, yeah, Azuni, he's terrible. Oh my God! If they had anybody confident, they could have scored just then. Oh my God! Oh my God! So bad. Yeah, Austin look a little bit like I guess you could say look a little better in the final third. You better pass it back. Then he was right there. Hugo had it covered. Harry said he probably did, but I mean, that was still a golden opportunity. LAFC should go for Ange. Let me do a poll on that. I'm curious. Let me do a vote here. I want to ask, see what if more people agree with that. A lot of people don't like Ange. Let me real quick. Let me see how I do this. Start a poll. Should LAFC hire Big Ange? Oh, Chouanier. All right. Start a poll. Should LAFC hire Big Ange? Mr. says Chris Wondolowski would have scored that. A lot of you guys are saying no. No hiring Big Ange. Well, it's majority. Probably, you know, it says 62% says no on Big Ange. But I promise you guys, Big Ange is not nearly as bad as Dolo. Slow Dolo. Chouanier. Passes back to Delgado. A lot of standing. No one's really making any moves. No one's running. Or the Playback FC. We're watching Playback FC right now. He passes it to, oh God, dude, Playback FC. I hate that. God, I hate Playback FC. Eric says, I think Mascherano is worse. Yeah, but that's not really saying much. That's not really saying much. He's pretty bad. Both of them are bad. Brendan Rodgers would be a great signing for LAFC, Keyshawn says. If they could get him, where's he at right now? Is he back at Rangers, I think? Or is he at Celtic? I can't remember which Scottish Premiership team he was coaching. I think maybe he was at Celtic, right? Bonku says Lloris seems slow. I mean, he is 40. Keyshawn said he left Celtic. Where did he left Celtic again? Ange in MLS, I think he would kill it in the first season. I think he would too, dude. Rodgers has just left Celtic. So did he leave because he got fired, or did he leave for another job? Looking at his profile right now. Yeah, so he resigned. Is Celtic doing bad in the Scottish Premiership right now? Second place. I'm assuming Rangers is number 1, right? Heart of, was that Midlothian? Heart of Midlothian's number 1 in the Premiership? Holy shit, that's crazy. I guarantee you they don't spend nearly as much as Celtic or Rangers. That is insane. That's crazy. Their coach deserves to get promoted. Like this guy, that's a crazy feat. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty bad if you're not even, not even winning the Premiership. Premiership is Rangers or Celtic. That's a bad sign. Bonku says own goal. You better not be ahead of us again. No spoilers. There's a rumor Wilfred Nancy might go to Celtic. I don't think he would. I heard he wasn't going to leave Columbus. Well, of course, this was a year ago, but I heard he wasn't going to leave Columbus unless a Premier League team wanted him. Oh my God, that was a bad pass by Delgado. You think that's worth $1 million? That was a terrible pass. Mr. says Rangers had an absolutely diabolical start to the season. That's not, it wasn't was Steven Gerrard the coach again, or did he get fired? Well, or maybe it's hard to keep up with the European coaching carousel. Like I think Steven Gerrard was supposed to go back, maybe rumored to maybe go back to Rangers. I don't remember. I think that was a rumor that he might go back to Rangers. Augusto says, hi from Argentina. Appreciate you for stopping by, my friend. Welcome everyone anywhere around the world. Glad for everyone to be able to join us. Andrew says, glad I'm not an Austin fan because their attack is super frustrating. Oh my God. Oh my God. They had anyone in the final third. Oh, no one's there. No one's ever there. Oh, Austin pulls one back. Wow. There you go. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, conservative ball ain't going to work. Conservative ball is not going to work. I told you this was going to happen. They were threatening the entire game. They just couldn't score a damn goal or couldn't get a shot off, to be honest with you. I knew this was going to happen. Now LAFC are tied with Austin FC at home. And this is a Dolo special. Look at this. I think LAFC might lose this game. Dolo special. We're watching it right now before your very own eyes. Dolo special. He is so bad. Tafari is number 91, but that was a terrible header. I don't know why he headed. I agree with you, Bonku. I don't know why he headed that down. That was a very bad decision. By Tafari. Oh man. By the way, we have 100 people watching live right now. 58 likes. Let's try to get to 100 likes on this stream. We're going to do a post-game recap after this, and you guys aren't going to want to miss it because it looks like LAFC is about to choke this game away. We'll see what happens. We're going to have a post-game for this. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you like this, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We are trying to hit 12K subscribers. All this MLS content, you're not going to miss it. All kinds of different stuff coming out. So make sure you hit that little bell notification too, so you don't miss any of the new content and the new videos. But yeah, this is bad, guys. This is not good. If you're an LAFC fan, this is really, really bad. The Galactic Prophet said Austin scores another. We'll see. Andrew says Tillman ball watching. What's new? Jaden the Man says another Shrunalo special before he leaves. Probably. Wouldn't be surprised if they get bounced in the first round. Just because he's a bum. And they should have had more in. Oh, nice pass to Tillman. See if he does anything with it. Terrible pass is normal. Oh my God. And keep in mind, Hollingshead's goal, very, very interesting. Not very, very funky, freaky type goal. Austin FC had a legit goal. Not to say that drawing Hollingshead wasn't legit, but you get what I'm saying. Like it was unconventional. God, that was so bad. Yeah, Tillman, man, what the hell was he doing? Roca says it's clear. Great work by Austin. They've had 9 touches inside the box in the last 20 minutes compared to just 7 in the entire first half. Much better numerical presence in the box to score that. Yeah. LAFC. And I'll tell you what, if LAFC do get bounced in the first round and they hire Ante Razov, all hell will break loose, I think, with the fan base. Vancouver going to cook this team by penalties, of course. I mean, that's if LAFC lose this first game, that's really bad. I mean, oh my God, that would be terrible. Oh. Uh-oh. Azuni, terrible. And I wanted to point this out again, if you guys are just joining. LAFC are playing a broken down Austin FC that's band-aid together. Absolutely bandaged together. Like, this team has got a lot of injuries and stuff, and they're not very good. And they're struggling to play against them. Didn't he? One-on-one. Passes it to Hollingshead. Hollingshead shoots it for some reason, goes out of bounds for a corner. Trying to go for his, I guess it wouldn't be a brace because the first one was an own goal. Maybe he's trying to get he's trying to get on the board. Roca says games completely open will be really fun from now on. Enjoy. Yeah, I agree. Mad Ream says pass it to Sony. They need to get the guy on the pitch who can do that. They need to get Morin on the pitch. Sonny with the corner. Porch just heads it out, but it's going to be another corner for LAFC. Oh, damn, what a save by Stuver. That was a great header by Hollingshead. Great save by Stuver. Had some pace on it too. Great save by Stuver. Another corner. So Tafari a foul on him. It was still a great save. I mean, it had some pace on it. I mean, you still got to be reactionary. All right. Inter Miami favorite, Robert Taylor coming on for Austin FC in the 70th minute. How the hell has Robert Taylor possibly came on the pitch before Morin or Smolyakov? Now Smolyakov, maybe you can make an argument that the Hollingshead's playing fine and he shouldn't be subbed out, but there is no excuse why Morin should not be in this game. Looks like there's some boos too. Dolo is just so bad. I'm telling you guys, they're not going to get away with hiring his assistant. It's just not going to happen. They're not going to get away with hiring his assistant to replace him. He's terrible too. He's calling a lot of the shots. Feel like Austin FC's got all the momentum right now, guys. All the momentum. And just the polar opposite of Dolo, we always lose at the Spurs because the defense is always in the opposing half. Well, I'll be honest with you. I know that the defense was bad, but Mr. Mister was telling me that the scoring was very exciting with Big Ange. I could take some exciting scoring. He would fit really well in Major League Soccer. Bukhari's coming out. Interesting for Robert Taylor. At least if Rodgers was in charge, his teams play with ambition. I don't think he was a bad coach. I thought he was really good at Celtic and he was really good at Liverpool in the 23-20 or the 2013-14 season when they, what was it, the slip that Gerrard had that cost him the Premier League. I thought he was really good, at least in that first year with Liverpool. And I think it was his first year. I thought he was pretty good. 70-minute sub should be coming in within the next 5 minutes. Oh, there it is. Yep. Yeah, Dolo sucks, man. He's terrible. Go look at his record as the Las Vegas Lights manager before he went to LAFC. Go look at it. Look how bad he was. Denis Bouanga. God, he's so bad. I'm starting to believe. I said Denis Bouanga, I bought into the hype. I said he was really a different player now with Sonny. But I think if you get any competent player playing next to Son Heung-min, they would be good. Like, Denis Bouanga is really nothing special. I don't think he's anything special. And I think his disappearance in big games is such a big red flag that I wouldn't be partial to keeping him if I was LAFC. That's just me, though. See, look at that. What the hell was that? He should have scored that. And he went wide. That was not deflected. Did you see how bad this was? Look at this. Look at this. That's how bad Bouanga is. Look at this. Look at this. That wasn't even deflected. Or was it? No, it went between the defender's legs. Jake says, don't think there's anything more painful than a midfield without a creative spark. Yeah. It's so bad. So bad. All right, Tillman out wide. Palencia deflect out of bounds for a corner. So we're 73 minutes in. It's 1-1. This thing's gonna go to penalties. If nobody scores again in regulation, this thing's going to penalties. Ange's first season with the Spurs was decent. I don't know why people brushed it off. I guess because the second season was so bad outside of the Europa League, right? Roka says, my granny who only got only her left leg would have finished better. And Denny wide again. Looks like he hit the guard in the ass on the sidelines. Probably hurt a little bit. RFJ says, Miami would crush both of these teams. Nathan Ordas is the guy they're bringing in? Nathan Ordas is coming in instead of Morin. I mean, did he do something wrong in practice? Is there something we don't know about Morin? I mean, did he insult Dolo's mother or, hit on hit on one of his relatives? Why is he? I don't understand why he's not playing. That's a bad sub. It's a bad sub. Should have been Morin. Oh, he's not going to take Sony out. There's no way. Not because it's going to go to penalties. Oh, that was a good pass from Tillman. That's a little too much. So they got Sony playing as the playmaker now. They've got Ordas and Bouanga playing in front of him. Okay, that's interesting. Do you think James Rodriguez will come to MLS? Probably not at this point. He'll be 35 soon. He's got a lot of injuries and wild card, and yeah, I think that ship has sailed. No James Rodriguez at this point to MLS. I think James Rodriguez plays for Monterrey, right? Or not Pumas. He plays for he plays in Liga MX, if I'm not mistaken. Imagine if Sony got subbed off and they lost this. There would be no coming back from that as a manager. But he's already leaving, so I don't think he even cares. Roka says, I think LAFC will get that 2-1 in the next 10 minutes. We'll see. Rumor is Wilfred Nazi's a candidate for the Celtic job. I can ask someone about that. All right. Austin got some space. Waited way too long to cross it. Bad hit by Segura. Covered by Taylor. Oh my God. It's funny, as I said earlier, that the defense looked good for LAFC. It's not looked that good recently. It's not looked very good. Rhino says replace Tillman. Yeah, but the midfield's been bad, but the defenses looked really bad too. Tillman with the ball, open space. Doesn't really know what to do with it. Passes to Sony. Sony passes out wide to Bad hit by Bouanga, goes out of bounds for a goal kick. Austin FC, 77th minute. What the hell was that hit? Dude, Bouanga is... They really should call him the magician because he disappears. All right, another sub. Who's coming in for Austin FC? Let's see. Looks like Gallagher. Not Gallagher. Oh, God, what's his face? The guy that scored tonight. They're making 2 subs. So LAFC, the team that's struggling right now, hasn't done anything. I guess it was Gallagher. Yeah, Gallagher came off. The team that hasn't done anything in the last, I don't know, 58 minutes, they're not making any subs except for Nathan Ordaz and for Chouanier. But no substitution for Morin to come in, a guy that could create chances in the midfield. This absolute botching this job. LAFC is. They're botching this job. Bouanga ghosting. Yeah, I mean you can call him Casper, you can call him Houdini, whatever you want. I mean he disappears. Oh, Sonny. Oh, passes to Denny. Oh my God, it bounces off. They score though, but it looks like it's offside. Is it offside? Are they going to count it? Let's see. They say he's offsides. We'll see. We'll see. But for now, it's scored. He scored. Let's see. All right, let's see. Was Nathan Ordaz offside? Yeah, I don't know. I think Nathan Ordaz might have been offside. I don't know. He touched it though. He shouldn't have touched it. Like he even put his heads on his hands like, "Oh my God, why did I touch that?" It would have went in. It would have went in. Why did he touch it? I think that's offside. I guess they're going to count it. Looked like it was offside to me. He should have never touched that. They're giving it to... How does that... That's not a goal by Denny Bouanga, or Das literally touched it. They said goal Denny Bouanga. We literally watched Nathan Ordaz finish it, put it in the back of the net. We watched him touch it with his right foot. Yeah, there's no way that that's Denny Bouanga's goal. If that counts as Denny Bouanga goal, then we're just packing it in. We're just doing whatever we want at this point. Andrew says 2 offside goals tonight. Nice job. I mean, there's real debate there. How come they don't show VAR? I don't know. I don't know why they didn't show VAR on that. Jake says joke officiating. If I was Austin, I would be pissed. I mean, I don't understand how that was Denny Bouanga goal, or Das touched it, but then again, it was offside. It doesn't really make any sense. Even Ordaz thought he was offside. He literally put his hands on his head. Bad cross. He did touch it at the end. I'm not, that was not Denny Bouanga goal. There's less than 9 minutes left. Plus added time. Let's see. Look at this. We're showing a replay. Look, he touched it. He like 100% touched it. Yeah, he touched it with his right foot. He was definitely offside. That's crazy. Yeah, he touched it. I mean, okay, they got well, at least on FOTMob they have it as an Ordas goal. So why is it listed as a Bouanga? I don't think it might they might have listed that on Apple TV, but it's not a Bouanga goal though. It's a Ordas goal. Guitar Man says offside. Roca says the bad thing about MLS being so tied to Apple is that Apple rarely will show big mistakes by its own product. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll see if Austin FC, they got probably, I don't know, there'll probably be like at least 2 or 3 minutes of added time. So 2 or 3 minutes of added time plus less than 7 minutes left. And in the second half, we'll see if they can pull one back and get a draw. People say just keep saying just pass it to Son. Yeah, everybody is tired. God, Sony's got so much space. Pass it to Denis. Pass it back to Sony. Porch just crosses it. Bad cross. You remember what I said, guys, earlier about the 80-10. Like, this has still been a really, really disappointing game for LAFC. So even if they're able to come out with a win, I mean, this was not a good game for them. And we'll talk about that post game, but I think this was a disappointing game. I notice this when I watch leagues where the broadcast rights aren't tied to the league itself. You get a whole different level of criticism and perspective. Well, also, the league hired the people covering it too, not just Apple. The league hired these people to cover the game. Nice. Oh, good defending by Austin. It's a bad pass by Segura. That's a foul on Denny Bouanga. I don't know how he hasn't gotten a yellow yet. It's like his third foul. All right. Austin FC's making more changes. Cascante's coming on. I don't understand how LAFC has made one sub and Austin's made 5. Park says, "Oh my God, antsy amateur on the LAFC squad. It's a failed easy panic pass. How can you f that up? I'm stressing here." You might be ahead of me. No goal for Sony tonight. It seems. It seems like probably not tonight. Shrundle is the most anti-sub coach I have seen. This guy hates doing that. Yeah, he likes his starting 11. He likes to stick with his starting 11. Based on the stats, this game should end 2-1, but we love football because it always defies the numbers. 5 more goals coming. Let's go. Not really. We'll see. Anything can happen. They got 3 minutes plus added time to pull one back and go to penalties, which it goes straight to penalties, guys. If they score a goal, and at the end of regulation, it goes straight to penalties. No extra time. We don't care about Sony scoring. It's nice, but winning is the objective. That's true. Sony is just screaming at the ref. Cali Rex says most coaches don't sub until near dead time. I mean, normally in a game like this, though, they'll sub it in a playoff game or a match that has elimination implications. Oh, out of bounds. Going to be a throw in for Austin FC. Oof. Sony was screaming at his teammates, I think. Maybe he was. I thought he might have been screaming at the ref. That was a terrible shot. Tillman, man of the match. Eric Saul says Sony should be mad at his teammates. They've been bad today. Number 4 needs to learn to pass. You talking about Segura? RFJ, Austin may win this if they had Brandon Vasquez up top. There's a chance they could have. They'd have no attacker whatsoever. All right, let's see how much added time there's going to be. Five minutes of added time, so a lot of time left. A lot of time left in this game. Subs, 2 subs. Are they finally bringing some guys on? LAFC? Yep. Delgado's coming out for Gileson. Morin not playing is so puzzling to me unless he's coming on too. No, Bobasi? Who is Bobasi coming on for? He's taking Sony out for Bobasi? What if Austin score? What if Austin FC scores? Wow. That's crazy that they took out Sonny. I mean, all right. Wow. If they pull one back, they're screwed. Like, I think they're in trouble. Why couldn't it happen? You just need one goal. Why could it not happen? Ibobase is so bad. If they pull one back here, this is bad news for LAFC. I have no idea why you would take Sonny out. I mean, there's only 3 minutes left. Why would you take him out of the game for Ibobase? A lot of empty seats at the game tonight, by the way. A lot of empty seats. For a playoff game, that's kind of crazy. Bonku says Trundle probably thinks he's a good. He does think that, but he's not. If Austin FC scored, Dolo should go now, is what Mr. Mister said. Yeah, I just don't get why you'd sub him out. There's barely any time left. Oof. Bad hit, bad strike by Azuni. No, it's not the last shot. I mean, they still got probably 2 minutes left because of the foul, and they'll probably give him 2 minutes. Oof. Uzuni is so bad. They spent like $12 million on him, by the way. $12 million on him. Now, this could be the last shot. This could be the last chance for Austin FC. Late night Thursday, not surprised by the empty seats. Yeah, but it's the playoffs. Normally, you would think that there'd be now the World Series. Like I said, that could play a role in this. Bad pass by Tillman. Last chance. I said that before already. Advantage. Robert Taylor. Out of bounds. It's going to be a corner. Now, this is going to be the last chance Austin FC gets in this game. Last chance. All right. Let's see. Stuver's up. Let's see if they can do this. Last chance of the game. That's the game. No, final whistle. All right. LAFC have barely beaten Austin FC 2-1. Not a good showing, but they found a way to do it. Very, very controversial, I'd say. There will be a post-game recap here and probably the next like 20 or 30 minutes. So be on the lookout for that. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys, if you're, LAFC, Austin FC, enjoyed this game. Appreciate everyone stopping by tonight. Make sure you guys subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that little bell notification so you never miss any videos. And until next time, guys, I will see you all very, very soon.